what's up guys, Benny here and welcome to today's Call of Duty Warzone video. And there has been a huge weapon update, some of the biggest updates and weapon changes for a while now, including that long anticipated nerf to the CR56 amax. So we're going to go through the patch notes, talk about how it may impact the game and all of that good stuff so you know exactly what to put in your loadouts with the changes. There's also been some floor loot changes, some other stuff, so I'm quite excited to check it out and read through it. But here we go, the Call of Duty Warzone Season 3 patch notes. Expect an explosive impact as the free content keeps flowing with 4 more multiplayer maps and the next chapter of zombies in Outbreak in Black Ops Cold War, 6 new weapons, an earth-shattering Warzone update, and much, much more. Welcome to Season 3. That was kind of happened when the update first happened, but here we go, the May 7th update. This is what we're really excited about because this is kind of the update we've been waiting for, what they've kind of tweeted about a week ago, and we're like, where is it? They said they're going to do it when the update happens. We expected that last night when the Carve 2 got added into the game, but right now, that's not the case. So the gameplay, loot that spawns across both Verdansk and Rebirth Island has been adjusted as follows. So the Street Sweeper, the common variant removed, the uncommon variant removed from ground loot, and the rare variant and the epic variant all removed from supply boxes. Effectively, the Street Sweeper was far too strong as a ground loot weapon because the negative with the Street Sweeper is that long reload time. To get those 18 rounds into the gun is what really took the time. However, now it's gone. You're not going to be able to dominate and slap everyone at the top of a hospital if you get it first as gun. They've, however, gone ahead and replaced it with a Hoya 77, which is kind of rubbish, if I'm honest. So if you see the Hoya 77, unless you have to, you probably don't want to use it, but the common variant added to ground loot, uncommon variant added to ground loot, and then the rarer variant has also been added to supply boxes. The Street Sweeper's wide availability fostered a dynamic where passive play was incentivized and rewarded. We do not think this type of play is particularly compelling for either party when players do not have the necessary tools in the early game to effectively counter it. Effectively, they just wanted to kill let's be honest, kill campers. People would hide behind a door of a Street Sweeper and you just kind of rush through and it just wouldn't go very well. Bug fixes fixed additional map locations in Verdansk that allow players to reach out of bounds areas. Yes, this is on top of the locations that we addressed last week. Yeah, there were so many little holes around the map that people are just jumping into and they're hiding. There's like ones in downtown, there's ones at hospital, all over the place. It's an absolute nightmare. Fixed the bug causing player models to initially load at low resolution at the start of a BR match. Oh, that was like kind of, in the game where it's all like polygons. It was horrible. Fixed the bug with the Cold War AK-47, FARA 83, XM4 and RPD, where they were having their ADS move speed and firing move speeds decreased with the tactical and SAS combat spec stocks rather than increased. Yeah, that's a big problem, but thankfully that's kind of sorted. Nice to always see that bugs are getting fixed, but this is what we were waiting for. All right, look at it. The 5 weapons that have been changed. The CR56 AMAX, the FARA 83, the Street Sweeper, the Bullfrog, and the PPSH 41. So we would like to preface the following weapon changes by providing you with some insight on our thought process. There are millions of you, and sorry, that was the wrong tone. There are millions of you, and when we reduce the effectiveness of a weapon, we are bound to make a change to someone's favorite gun. As players of this game ourselves, it pains us just as much. However, we remain torn. We are the custodians of this game. We make it for you. It sounds like a kind of like a stand-up speech. We do this for you, which it's nice to hear. In the same light, we are charged with maintaining the health and integrity of the game. In some instances, this requires us to reduce the effectiveness of some universally cherished weapons. When we make a change like this, our intent is the promotion of diversity. We believe what makes a game truly engaging is choice. When we diminish that choice, we take away the agency to play the game your way. This can happen when a weapon becomes so effective that simply not utilizing it puts you at a disadvantage. Well, we've had that a lot, like the M16, the AUG, the Grau at some stage. Like there's always a dominant weapon. With that being said, we feel we are close to a balanced homeostasis where most options are at least viable, which leaves us to address time to kill. The following balance changes are part of our ongoing efforts to raise time to kill, or at least the individual skill required to reach extreme ones. We ask that you consider these changes not as targeted attacks, but rather as part of a larger initiative to raise the skill ceiling. That's actually really interesting to see, to be honest. I think that's a good thing. I think we've been talking about this, what the meta is going to be, because there's so many options for you now. We want to give you the runway platform and the platform to show us your epic plays and proudest moments. We hope that journey of mastery brings you as much enjoyment as it does us. All right, so here are the weapons. Right, starting off with the CR56 amax. The minimum damage decreased from 32 to 31, which to be honest, isn't that drastic. That's like the limb damage. So like, if for those that don't know, most good players are aiming for like upper chest and head. So if you're just spraying and not controlling your shots, you're only going to be losing 1 damage. That's like nothing. That is not a nerf if you're a skilled player. This has effectively, in my opinion, just made it harder for worse players to use. But if you're like a top level player, like a Jukies or a FIFA or an Aiden, you're still going to find the amax like just as good as it was, because you're going to want to be aiming for those like upper chest, neck, and head shots where you're going to get those really fast time to kills. And they kind of address that here. With a great damage profile, locational multipliers, and manageable recoil, the CR56 amax was able to reliably reach extreme time to kills at long range. This change reduces its fastest minimum damage time to kill by about 17%, in addition to its slowest minimum damage time to kill by an additional shot. Its fastest maximum damage time to kill, however, remains intact, which is a risk we feel is equal to the reward considering how unforgiving its rate of fire is and how many other weapons it has to contest with in the mid-range engagement space. The CR56 amax is just a tad more dominant than we would like it to, but with this change, our aim is to widen the selection of viable long-range assault rifles. Kind of failed with that. It's just harder to use, to be honest. So like, the amax is still meta. The amax is still number 1. It's what you're going to want to use. The FARA 83, I actually really enjoyed using the FARA for a while at the start, and I was like, they're going to nerf it. So I kind of moved over to the XM4 as that secondary assault rifle. Remember, the FAR and the XM4 are still very viable. The FARA 83 headshot multiplier decreased from 1.5 to 1.35. That was where you're getting those really fast time to kills, especially with the high strafe speed. And then the base ADS move speed decreased by 7%. Like, I'm guessing they're going to then kind of carbon copy that and put that on the XM4 and stuff as well, because they kind of stopped that with the FARA 83, because when the FAR got punished, they were like, all these weapons are viable, and now the XM4 and the FARA all kind of like slotted into that little place. So then when combined with a mobility-based stock, the FARA 83 was capable of reaching exceedingly fast ADS firing speeds. We like how the FARA 83 plays, but is a bit too versatile currently. As part of our efforts to increase the overall time to kill, we are reducing the FARA 83's fastest TTK by 16.6% to compensate for its generous rate of fire and recoil control. It kind of makes sense with the kind of headshot modifier. I'm guessing it's then 1 bullet less if it's a 16.6% decrease. So yeah, it's still going to be a decent gun, not just as ridiculous as it was. Shotguns, the Street Sweeper, the base hip fire spread increase, recoil increase slightly, ADS speed reduced slightly. Yeah, they've just gone like, yeah, no one likes the Street Sweeper, put it in the bin. It's getting street sweeped and put it in the bin. While shotguns tend to have limited viability outside of early game, we find the Street Sweeper is a tad too effective given its rate of fire and ammo capacity when compared to other weapons of its class. This change will decrease its lethal range slightly, punish inaccurate sustained fire, and give a little more time to react. Fair enough, no one likes the Street Sweeper anyway. No one used it outside of floor loot, so it works for me. Now, this is what I'm sad about. I've got to be honest, everyone watching this, let me know what you think in the comments or the chat right now. But the Bullfrog, I don't think it needed enough, so I'm interested to hear what they say here. But the maximum damage decreased from 34 to 32. Maximum damage range increased by 11%. Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on, they buffed it, right? So maximum damage decreased from 34 to 32. So I'm guessing that's for the headshot. Maximum damage range increased by 11%, so you're going to be able to do further damage. It's kind of becoming a hybrid. Base move out speed increased by 1%, sprint out speed increased by 13%. The Bullfrog's exceptional headshot multiplier has allowed it to reach one of the fastest time to kills in the game. While this change does not directly affect that multiplier, it does diminish its output. This change reduces the Bullfrog's ability to consistently achieve extreme time to kills while not removing it entirely. We felt it was too easy to consistently reduce the time to kill to these ranges, and so we are asking for a bit more accuracy in exchange for the Bullfrog's attractive stat line. We are hesitant to label this an outright nerf, as we believe there is more value to a weapon than its damage alone. What do you mean? There's more value to a weapon than its damage alone. If it shoots peas and doesn't do damage, it's not useful. It's why people don't use the QBZ. You move around on skates with it, but it doesn't really do any damage. So like it's kind of I'm kind of 50-50. I'm gonna have to try that out to make a kind of a justification on that, in my opinion, but yeah, I'm not too sure on that. The PPSH-41, maximum damage range increased by 4%, open bolt delay decreased by 80%. Okay. Right, the PPSH-41, could be about to become useful. We would like to push SMGs in a different and interesting directions to distinguish them from one another. Ideally, we are providing a myriad of options within each weapon category that are supplementary to a multitude of diverse playstyles. In that vein, we're going to push the PPSH-41 to PPSH-41's identity in a way that continues to diversify it from its competition in meaningful ways. To us, the PPSH-41 is the quick-to-fire, high-capacity, short to mid-range SMG. Not every weapon needs to have the highest time to kill potential. This is literally what we talked about earlier. But every weapon should be at least feel viable and have a niche where it excels given a complementary playstyle. Okay, I'm going to be interested to try that out, especially that maximum damage range increase and the open bolt delay, because that means you're going to get your shots off quicker, so it's got a little faster time to kill, still with that same damage profile. I liked it when it first came out, especially when I was using it on Rebirth, so it's going to be interesting to see what those changes do. Attachments. Oh my God, look. Okay, right, yeah, this is the last section. I was like, wait, have we got loads? Okay, barrels. Combat recon snipers. Bullet velocity multiplier increased by 12%. ADS idle sway multiplier decreased by 33%. Okay, this is going to be good. As we continue to assess the place of Cold War snipers within Warzone, we realize there is much work to be done. In addition to improving the overall efficiency of these weapons and attachments, we will also be taking a close look at their optics. This includes addressing attachment pros where there are a few, if any, use cases. In specific, we may see a Cold War equivalent to an immensely popular Modern Warfare sniper attachment very soon. Ooh, okay. Wait, which one's that going to be? Is that going to be the... Which attachment could that be? Could that be the stock? Because like, there's not really any good stocks, are there, for Cold War snipers for faster ADS or stability? So maybe that's what they're going to be doing there. Let me know in the comments what you think. Optics, actual arms 3 times, Cold War AK-47. Optic behavior improved. I'm guessing that means we're not going to get as much extreme bounce, so no visual bounce. Stocks, Raider KGB, skeletal stock, assault rifle, light machine guns, shotgun snipers, ADS firing multiplied. Oh no. Oh, the assault rifle mobility just got nerfed. The ADS firing speed multiplied decreased by 75%. ADS move speed multiplied decreased by 10%. The Raider KGB skeletal stock for submachine guns, firing multiplied decreased by 50%. ADS move speed multiplied decreased by 10%. SAS combat Spetsnaz stock, ADS firing move speed multiplied decreased by... Oh, they've absolutely obliterated it for SMGs, assault right. Yeah, all the ADS move speed multipliers have just been pushed into the ground. Effectively, people are just on ice skates with the XM4, the FARs, the FARAs of the world. Maybe it's just for the QBZ they want to kind of maintain it. It is crucial to maintain an engagement space where each weapon type can excel, lest we risk the guns becoming analogous. In that regard, some weapon types were able to elude mobility as a core weakness given the right attachments. We believe this is in part why assault rifles have been able to assume the role of submachine guns. While it is a priority for us to maintain and embrace gameplay differences between Modern Warfare and Cold War guns, we felt movement speed modifiers in their current state would undermine gameplay integrity and overall weapon diversity if left unchecked. These stocks are still a solid choice, even with such a substantial reduction, which we believe speaks to just how strong they were. Yeah, that's it's going to change everything. Finally, we would like to address concerns that we are only going to be making changes to Cold War weapons. In the future, we fully intend on taking a closer look at some of the Modern Warfare weapons that have been struggling. And as always, please continue to share your feedback. We are always listening. Wow. So that is one of the biggest changes to the game. Like, the entire game is going to feel very, very different. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Personally, really excited to see how this changes. The amax is still going to be tier 1. The fact that all the mobility is changing, I think we're going to stop seeing the double AR metas with the XM4 and the spotlights. It could bring a lot of weapons into play. Wait, did they nerf the tactical rifle one? Did the one for tactical rifles? They've not nerfed the tactical rifle! Yeah, they've not nerfed the tactical rifles! Honestly, the Carve 2 meta is coming in, right? Trust me. Carve 2 tactical meta coming in. I'm putting it now. I'm going to try it out. But thanks so much for watching. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. If you're new to the channel, let me know what you think down in the comments below. And if you haven't, hit the like button in 3, 2, 1. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.